You ever seen those like horror movies or sometimes like, I don't know, James Bond type of villain movies where they give people the choice of who they save? Centel and I were watching Sicario, and go into the description and find the link to Sicario, the reaction for Sicario. And when Josh Brolin's agent was first recruiting Emily Blunt, the first thing he asked her was she married? And then he asked her, did she have kids? She said she was divorced, she didn't have any kids. And the first thing I said was, well, yeah, because, you know, you don't want somebody to be at home waiting around and, you know, get a phone call that she's never coming back again. She died in the line of duty. And Centel said, no. It's because that's a pressure point. It's something that could be used against her. And yes, in that line of work, it could be a liability. They could put not only your life, but the life of this country, of other people, national security, all that at jeopardy because you are going to choose to save your family, your husband, wife, kids, brothers, mother, father. If they're put in harm's way, you're going to do whatever it takes to save them. But if they gave you a choice, and they said you can only choose one to save. I have 4 kids, and they told me I could only save one. How do you choose who to save? Hello, Governor. This is Rakai Steed, New from the Ville. And this is a Christmas special. This is The Time of the Doctor, Doctor Who, Season 8, Episode 0. Now, because it's Season 8, we know that Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor's tenure is finished. But at this point, we are still riding with Matt Smith. So what exactly is going on? Real quick recap. Aliens are circled all around Trenzalore, where it was the last place that we saw the Doctor. The Church of the Papal Mainframe, and we've seen that before, they put a force field around Trenzalore to keep the aliens from invading the planet. There's a message broadcast throughout time and space saying Doctor Who, because it said, no, we know that if he says his name, he'll open the crack, the fissure, and release all of the warriors from Gallifrey. Nobody wants that. So the aliens rode up on the planet to make sure he doesn't, and the Church of the Papal Mainframe, they want to make sure that he doesn't, and they're ready to incinerate the whole planet. It's a mess. There's a crack in the tower on Trenzalore in this little town called Christmas. And in Christmas, things don't age, they stay the same. It's the same crack that we've been dealing with since the episode 1 of season 5. The Doctor finds a way to trick Clara to return him back to Earth because he's like, listen, it's cool, but this mission ain't for you. I've come here to die. This is the final mission for me. And as we understand, he's out of regeneration. So this is it. But as the TARDIS is about to leave Earth, Clara jumps back on it and comes back to Trenzalore 300 years later. The Daleks keep attacking Earth. There's the woman who's in charge of the Church of Paper Mainframe, Natasha Lim. Her and the Doctor go way back, but she's been taken over by the Daleks too, assimilated, kind of like the Borg. Meanwhile, all of this is happening. Clara finds herself in that clock tower and she whispers into the crack. She's like, listen, you know who he is and you know what he's about. Save him. The Doctor's fighting off the Daleks and all the other creatures that have made their way onto the planet. And the Doctor's dying. All of a sudden, the crack starts to have regeneration energy come through it. It regenerates the Doctor and he gets well, and he fights off the Daleks, who are really the only ones who are remaining to fight him and invade this planet. He starts the TARDIS up. Clara jumps onto the TARDIS. And the thing is, once they started his regeneration cycle, he regenerated, or he got enough energy to finish the fight. But he got on the TARDIS and he finished regenerating on the TARDIS. And in the final moments of the episode, we have the TARDIS is starting to crash, and we have the 12th Doctor up here, Peter Capaldi. And he looks at Claire and he says, you know how to fly this damn thing? You know that I love my quotes, so I'm just gonna kind of rapid fire give you a few that fit, but I'm just saying them because they're actually really good quotes and they're things I think that people say, but I don't know how much they actually think about them. You cannot save people who do not want to be saved. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. You can save everyone, but who saves you? You know, you can't save everyone. Some people are going to destroy themselves no matter what you do. And no matter how much you try to help them. See, all these quotes might not seem like they're highly relevant to what we're talking about, but they are. How do you choose who to save? Even sometimes choosing who to save is selfish on your part. I posed that question at the end of the intro, where if out of my 4 kids, they told me I could save one, how do I choose to save? I honestly cannot answer that. All 4 of my kids are different, and I love them immensely. I love them more than anything in this world. And they're all 4 very, very different people. And I don't want to say I love them for different reasons, but they have different characteristics and qualities that they are my heart. Now, to be logical, you would go by, you know what I'm saying, like if somebody has critical injuries or who has the highest chance of survival or what is your relationship with them. You know, favorites. I don't have a favorite amongst my kids. My kids think I do. And at different times, maybe I do. Because sometimes they all hit me in a different place. My youngest, he's my youngest. He's my heart. I love that little boy. But my daughter, she's the only one. She is making her way and she is queen. Hear her roar with 3 brothers. I love that girl. My oldest son, he is my firstborn. He is something else. And as much as I love him, I think he loves himself more. Reminds me of his uncle. And then my middle son reminds me the most of my brother when we were growing up. Which does not sound like a good thing at all. My brother was an asshole and I couldn't stand his monkey ass. But I love my brother to death now. And my middle son has gone through so much, and I love his perseverance. I love his heart. I love the type of kid that he is, and I love all four of my kids for absolutely different reasons, and I don't think I could really pick one over the other. You know, and the worst thing is, in that situation, I would sacrifice myself to save them. How do you pick one? You know, a life or death situation is a complex ethical dilemma. And there's no easy answer. The doctor chose to stay behind in Christmas on Trenzalore to save everyone in that town, to save that entire planet from the impending alien invasion that was coming. But it wasn't just that. That was just the catalyst. That was the start. Because him doing what he could, fighting to the end, is the thing that would save the universe. This was a good Christmas episode, unlike the other Christmas episodes. There have been some amazing Christmas episodes. This was not super high on my scale, but it is the end of this loose trilogy about the end of the 11th Doctor's era. You had the name of the Doctor, the day of the Doctor, and now time of the Doctor. And it's good. It was a good celebration lap for Matt Smith. I know that a lot of people were just in love with, and David Tennant was that guy, the 10th Doctor, and he is amazing. But Matt Smith was actually really, really good too. He will be missed. But we're on to a new Doctor's era. The 12th Doctor, Peter Capaldi. I'm excited to see where that goes. This is Rakai Steed, new from the Ville. Make sure to like, comment, share. Share this as much as possible. And by all means, if you have not subscribed, what is you doing? Hit the button, hit the switch. Subscribe as soon as possible. Remember, whatever you do, it should be about this. But more importantly, it has to be about this.